Namaskar. Myself Dr. Nanda Kumar Lakshman Kadam, Vice Principal, Jaisingpur College, Jaisingpur. The topic allotted to me for this session is commercial effects in current scenario with reference to trade sector. Before proceeding to my lecture, I would like to congratulate and thank to the principal and all his team of Balwant College Vita for organizing this faculty development program, which is most beneficial for many of us. You know, trade is considered to be an engine of growth. India is a great player in the trade sector in both the frontiers, domestic as well as international. India has inherent economic strengths like abundant population of different kinds, having different needs, high buying power, attraction of foreign goods, high rate of consumption, etc. The government reforms and policies, technological and infrastructural developments, and such other factors strengthened the trade sector in India. In the last 2 decades, the trade sector as a whole shows continuous growth. GDP and per capita income increased to a considerable extent due to the development in this sector. According to the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India, in 2019-20, merchandise export stood at $314.31 billion, while merchandise import touched to $467.19 billion. Though the graph of trade sector is showing upward trend, it has facing many challenges at international level like protectionism of each country, competition of China products, changes in trade policies of different countries, speedy changes in consumption patterns, etc. Trade is totally depends upon the production activities and transportation. India, unfortunately, couldn't develop strong manufacturing sector due to non-availability of raw materials, advanced technology, power, etc. As well as it has low productivity and it depends upon the developed countries for capital intensive goods and techniques. Such other reasons are led to the less development of manufacturing sector. These weaknesses of manufacturing sector affecting negatively on trade sector. Current speed of developments in international trade and commerce are also posing some challenges before the trade sector in India. This is all about the position of trade sector in India before the coronavirus pandemic. Now we will discuss in brief how the pandemic affected the sector. You know, India is one of the 15 most affected economies of COVID-19 pandemic. According to United Nations report, the trade impact of the coronavirus pandemic for India is estimated to be about $348 million. It is affecting and will affect on each and every sector of the economy. The trade impact is estimated to be the most for the chemicals, textiles and apparel automotive sector, electrical machinery, leather products, metals and metal products, wood products and furnitures, vehicles other than railways, natural or cultured pearls, precious or semi-precious stones, nuclear reactors, boilers and mechanical appliances. It significantly slowed down the global economy including Indian economy, as China is the central manufacturing hub of many global business operations. You know, any slowdown in manufacturing in one part of the world has a ripple effect in trading across the globe because of international value chains. The lockdown in the country has suspended many economic activities. The most of the factories and processing units stopped or reduced their production. All shops, tea stalls, dhabas, restaurants and hotels are closed. Producers of milk, vegetables and fruits and vendor of these products also suffered a loss. Producers of perishable items are also suffered. Some enterprises and companies have resorted to lay off or retrenched some employees. Total manufacturing and trading activities came down to lowest. As a consequence, private income of the citizens has declined. The fear and uncertainty has made people to stop purchase of durable goods. The producers of these durable goods also experienced a loss. Passenger transport business, that is airlines, railways, roadways, cars, taxis, rickshaws, etc. also suffered heavy losses. People are not approaching banks for investment as well as for loans. This pandemic and lockdown resulted in loss of income of citizens, resulting in shortfall of aggregate demand. It lowered the business expectations, leading to fall in the level of investment. All the activities, including industries, trade and business, all forms of transport, tourism, agriculture and related activities, and all informal sectors have almost come to a standstill position and suffered serious setbacks, except a few essential operations. It almost muted export of all types of products and services. The impact of the coronavirus pandemic on trade sector in India has been largely disruptive. According to the Ministry of Statistics, India's growth in the fourth quarter of the fiscal year 2019-20 went down to 3.1%. This drop is mainly due to the coronavirus pandemic effect on the Indian economy. India witnessed a pre-pandemic and also has witnessing slowdown in current pandemic situation. The World Bank has initially revised India's growth for fiscal year 2020-21 with the lowest figures. India's GDP estimates were downgraded even to negative figures, signaling a deep recession. The rating of over 30 countries have been downgraded in this period, including India. This will perhaps be India's worst recession since independence. SBI Research estimates a contraction of over 40% in the GDP in quarter first of the fiscal year 2020-21. Obviously, it will hamper seriously on trade sector. Sharp increase in unemployment and serious drop in income affected negatively the trade sector. It is estimated that during the first 21 days complete lockdown, Indian economy lost 32,000 crores per day. Majority businesses affected significantly. Supply chain totally disturbed and was under acute stress because of lockdown restrictions. Small and tiny businesses, shopkeepers, roadside stalls and farmers faced heavy losses during the periods of lockdowns. Buying power of the customers and consumers came down to least. Major companies in India such as Larsen & Toubro, Bharat Forge, Ultratech Cements, Grasim Industries, Aditya Birla Group, BHEL and Tata Motors have temporarily suspended or significantly reduced their operations. Young startups have been impacted as funding has fallen down. Fast-moving consumer goods companies in the country have significantly reduced their operations because of this lockdown and pandemic situation. The Government of India and the Reserve Bank of India announced a variety of measures to tackle the situation. The World Bank and the Asian Development Bank approved support to India to tackle the coronavirus pandemic situation. You know, on 12th May, the Prime Minister, Honorable Modi, announced an overall economic package worth 20 lakh crores, that is 10% of India's GDP, with emphasis on India's as a self-reliant nation, and proposed the Abhiyan, namely Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan. It can be translated in English as Self-Reliant India Mission. From 19th April, the central government, ministries, state government and various authorities at central and state level are announcing various measures for revival of economy, which includes relaxation from restrictions, protection and promotion of various products and segments. By mid-May, the government was keen to resume economic activities. By 2nd July 2020, a number of economic indicators showed signs of rebound and recovery. The government first announced that life would be prioritized over livelihood. Life will be prioritized over the livelihood. But later it changed to an equal importance being given to life and livelihood. Right now, we are not clear on where it will go. A lot is depend upon what happens with COVID-19. If we are able to come up with a vaccine, then hopefully it will end quickly. But if not, the impact can be severe. I have given some recommendations to improve the situation that can be listed as: improve the competitiveness of Indian products in the global economy. That is most important thing. If the quality of the product is good, is high, is excellent, then it will get market in any country. So it is necessary to improve the competitiveness of Indian products in the global economy. It is also necessary to invest in physical and digital infrastructure. We know that India is lagging behind in infrastructural facilities. So it is necessary to invest in infrastructure. There are many skill gaps. We expect skills, but the skills are not available. So we have to fill these gaps, skill gaps. It is also essential to facilitate the availability of factors of production. One more drawback of the Indian government is that it limits the administrative process and it goes for the procedural delays. So we have to limit the administrative process and we have to control or restrict or cancel the procedural delays. It is also necessary to finding new markets for its exports. If some countries are not purchasing, then we have to go for other countries. So we have to find out new markets for our exports. Suppose for example Singapore or Malaysia are countries which are tourism oriented. They are not finding some ways to purchase the goods from India. Now we have to divert our efforts to other countries if they are not ready to purchase. So finding new markets for its exports, India's export is also essential. Exploring mechanisms to compensate groups that hampered directly. Okay, so say for example a tourism business, it is hampered totally. Hotel business totally hampered. So we have to explore more mechanisms. We have to help them for compensating. Developing a mechanism for the small farmers growing perishable items to go and directly sell their products in the urban market. Some measures we have to undertake to recover our pandemic situation, our losses. It is also quite certain that the economy may not come back to normal mode immediately after the lockdown. Even the lockdown is lifted, it is not possible to come immediately. Businesses that depend heavily on casual migrant laborers will take time to restart, as the migrant workers will not be available immediately. Some might not be even come back at all. Some workers may not be come back at all. There are many of our small and medium enterprises are export oriented. They cannot have their normal business even if there is no lockdown in India. There are restrictions on international transportation and travels, as well as lockdown in several destination countries. And those are likely to continue for some time. Most importantly, some restrictions will remain in one form or another in our country also, even after lockdown is lifted. Even after lockdown is lifted, there may be some restrictions in some parts in India also. Now, the question is, will India be a loser or a winner under this changing dynamic of the global economic system due to COVID-19? The question is, will India be a loser or a winner under this changing dynamics of the global economic system due to COVID-19? The answer is, the short-run impacts are going to be negative as expected. The short-run impacts are going to be negative as expected. But in the long run, it may benefit to India as it has human capital, social capital, natural capital, as well as physical capital in abundance, which is relatively less explored and can be utilized fully. This pandemic may open new business opportunities for India. Before concluding my speech, I would like to bring the other side of the coin, the other side of the pandemic situation. COVID-19 has some favorable effects also. COVID-19 has also, this pandemic situation is also having some favorable effects. For example, sharp decrease in import, especially crude oils, saved foreign currency a lot. It reduced all types of pollutions to a great extent. Shutdown or sharp reduction in utilization of level of capacity of most of the factories, ban on the public transport, strict restriction on private passengers as well as goods transport resulted in good natural environment. You all are observing, you all are feeling, with least air pollution, water pollution as well as noise pollution. It compelling to work online and opened new avenues like providing services online like online consultancy, and to develop some systems to start online trading at micro level. Say for example, supplying vegetables or grains or food grains and other food materials in small quantities at local level using a particular app or software from local to local. This can be used here. From a global perspective, China cannot remain a trusted partner anymore. That is important thing for us. That is important thing for us, that China has lost its trust, has lost its confidence. So China cannot remain a trusted partner anymore. This creates huge opportunities for India. A changing global economic order can make much focus on India as a preferred destination for investment. One man's loss is another man's gain. It is equally applicable in this situation also. If China is losing, why we should not take the advantage of that? It is also a kind of avenue for us. It created highest demand for face masks, sanitizers, and other preventives. The business is now getting momentum. High demand for sanitizers, masks, etc. Even for preventive medicines and the medicines which can be used for against COVID-19. Such business avenues are opened. New business opportunities are opened by this pandemic situation. Just we have to think differently. We have not to think in the traditional manner. Now the situation is changed. We have to think differently. We have to search for new avenues, new roads, new paths. Be positive and hope the situation will change soon. We will stand again with more experience and confidence. Thank you. Thank you very much. Be safe and take care of you and yours. Thank you.